Ratios and proportions. We've been looking at ratios and proportions. We've taken two ratios and simplified them to determine if they're equivalent, and then we've used the cross product method. And now we're proceeding to solve a proportion where we've got a variable involved. So we're solving for what will make these equivalent is really what we're doing. And in order to do this, we're going to use our cross product method. So let's look at the one here on the left, where we've got a ratio of r over 8. So we've got a variable in our ratio, and it is set equal to 25 over 40. So I'm going to use my cross product method. I'll be multiplying 8 times 25 and 40 times r, and then solving for r. So let's see, we got 40r equals 8 times 25. And 8 times 25, 4 times 25 is 100. Another 100 make it 200. And now we're going to divide both sides by 40. And r is going to equal 200 divided by 40 is 5. 40 will go into 205 times. And we're saying that r is equal to 5. Well, let's kind of prove that. I'm looking at the second ratio here. There's 25 over 40. And both of those numbers are divisible by 5. So let's say 25 over 40. If I divide 5 into 25, that goes 5 times. And if I divide 5 into 40, that's 8. And shazam, 5 over 8. So when r is equal to 5 in the proportion of 5 over 8 equaling 25 over 40, that is in fact an equivalent or a true statement. Now let's look at this second one. And we've got a little bit of a wrinkle in here in that we don't just have a variable by itself in the numerator, but we got x plus 4. But we're going to proceed with this the same way. We're going to use our cross product method, except now I've got 8 times x plus 4 equals 5 times 3 after applying the cross product. So over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to distribute the 8 to the x plus 4, and that's going to give me 8x plus 32 equals 5 times 3, well, that's 15. And now I want to subtract 32 from both sides, which is going to leave me with 8x equals, let's see, 15 minus 32. That should leave me negative 17 if I got my math correct in my head. You might want to double check me. And now we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 8. So I've got 8 equals negative 17 over 8. And I could leave my answer just like that. I could make this a mixed fraction. Let's see if I did that. What would that be? That would be negative 2 1/8. 8 will go into 17 2 times with 1 left over, negative 2 1/8. Or if I did this as a decimal, well, let me get in my calculator and I'm going to put negative 17 divided by 8. And that would come to negative 2.125. So any of these three answers would in fact be correct. Now there's an example of solving a proportion. Math is about practice. The more you practice, the better you become. Do your homework.